Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it was a technical issue, poor connection, weak signal, and because of that, there was an interruption. But what to do? This is technology, and we have to cope up with the technology in 21st century. We have to adapt anyhow in online class and all the other.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yes. So, as I was discussing about the sermon at Banaras, the story of a woman, Kisa Gautami, and her son's death, her suffering, her sorrow. So, we are going to read about suffering, death, sorrow, and also about Gautam Buddha's enlightenment, his religious talk in Banaras. As you know, Banaras is very, very famous, popular city, especially in religious point of view. So everybody likes to take a holy dip in the holy river Ganges in Banaras. Now, I had also asked you to read, and many of the students they raised the hand. They said that they have read the story and come. So I want any one of you voluntarily who would like to describe about the story, about the characters, what's happening in the story in the chapter. So there was first hand Vedansh Mittal, second hand Bhumika Balrani. Yes, Vedansh, would you like to say the story?
सर बाय मिस्टेक प्रेजेंट हो गया था.
Yes, Bhumika. Yes, Bhumika. Say the story, whatever you have read in your own words. Describe the story to the class. Bhumika.
Gautam Buddha was born in Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC. He was born in royal family. He was a prince and his name was Siddharth Gautam. At the age of 12, he was sent away for schooling and he studied all the sacred Hindu scriptures. He returned after 4 years. At the age of 16, he married a princess. They had a son. For 10 years, the couple passed a happy life. Siddhartha had been shielded from the suffering of the world. However, when he was 25, Siddhartha saw a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession. Finally, he came across a monk and begging for alms. His, this was his first encounter with the harsh reality of life. This sight made him so sad that he decided to renounce the worldly pleasures. He left his family and became a beggar. He went out into the world to seek spiritual knowledge, and Siddhartha Gautam wandered for 7 years in search of wisdom and truth. Finally, he sat down under a fig tree to meditate. He vowed to stay there until he got enlightenment. After 7 days, Gautam got enlightenment. He named the tree as the Bodhi tree, that is the tree of wisdom. He became known as the Buddha, which means enlightenment. He began to teach and to spread his message of wisdom and truth. He known for Buddha. Buddha gave his first sermon at Banaras. It is the holiest place on the bank of Ganga. His first sermon reflects his wisdom about that. Here the Buddha tell about the universality of that which is inevitable and can't be escaped. A lady named Kisa Gautami had only one son. One day her son died. She wanted her child to become alive again. She wanted some medicine to bring her son to life. People called her mad. At last she became across a man. He advised her to meet the Buddha. She approached Buddha with a request to give her medicine so that her only son could be live again. her deep thought, the Buddha asked her to bring a handful of mustard seed, but there was a condition. She must bring it from a house where no one had died. Kisa Gautami went from door to door to get the mustard seed, and she found mustard seed in every home, but she could not find a home where nobody had died. By evening, she was sad and tired. She saw the light of the city. Soon there was the darkness of city. Now she considered the fate man. Now she realized that that is inevitable. No one can escape it. She came back to Buddha and asked for his blessing. The Buddha in his sermon told her that our life is brief and painful. Everyone who takes birth has to die. The vessel made by the potter is not permanent. It has to break one day.
Okay, so he said, "He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow and be blessed." Saying this, the story ended. So it's a beautiful preaching sermon. The word sermon stands for religious talk, preaching, or talk about religion and good deeds. So Gautam Buddha, a prince, he was a prince. He got married, and then later on he realized, because he encountered a dying man, a sick man, and many other suffering of the world. So he went to analyze, to realize, and to face the suffering of the world. And then he got enlightened under the Bodhi tree. And the story of the woman whose only son had died. So beautifully said by Bhumika Balrani. Now any other would like to say, any other would like to summarize the story in your own words, or we shall read it from the book line by line, word by word. So it's a simple story but very good story which preaches, which gives us a good, meaningful, practical message. Anybody has any doubt till here what Bhumika Balrani said? No? All clear.
No, sir.
Yes. And anybody would like to summarize it in your own words, like Bhumika? Any one of you? If you are interested? No? So we can read it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You can read.
Yes, sir.
Who is going to read it? You can raise your hand. Shrestha Jain has raised the hand, and there is also, I can't see, Vedansh Mittal also, Naira, Sagar Porwal, all of you are there. Okay, so just wait. I read the introduction, and then who will read? Vishi also is there. Vishi will read today after I have read, then Vedansh. So, chapter 10, the sermon at Benares. What is a sermon? Is it different from lecture or a talk? What do you say? Answer me. Vedansh, what do you say? What is a sermon? Is it different from a lecture or talk? Vedansh. What is a
Not
sermon?
much, sir.
Yes? What do you say?
Sir, sermon can be considered as a tale or a story, short story.
No. Vishi, what is
Sermon.
sermon? It is not story, not tale.
Sir, religious talk.
Sir.
Religious talk. Okay, Naira Qureshi, what is sermon?
So it's a kind of lecture given.
I am also giving lecture. That's also sermon. Do you think I am giving you sermon? When
No,
teachers,
sir.
when teachers are
Sir,
teaching, is it
related to
sermon?
religion.
Yes.
Related to religion.
Sir, religious talks.
Sir, it is teaching.
Religious preachings. Remember, religious preaching, that is sermon. Talking about religion and religious teachings. So, can this word also be used in a negative way or as a joke? Example, my mother's sermon about getting my work done on time. Do you think the word sermon also can be used in a joke or negative way? What do you say?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
No.
yes, it can be
Sir, it is
used.
used
And
actually.
it is used. Many often your father, your mother, your teacher, they may say you, or you may tell about them that, oh, because I did not do my homework or my housework, my mother gave me a sermon, I had to listen to my mother's sermon. So that you are talking as uh, your mother's point of view, but not in the sense that religious. So you are saying that sermon metaphorically. So actually, literally, the word sermon means religious lecture. Actually, in real, the holy person, the religious man, a priest, a man of God, they give you the sermon in the prayer, in the worship. All those gurus, saints are there. They give you the sermon, holy preachings. That is the sermon. But you can also use it as a joke. People use it as a joke that I will have to listen to my teacher's sermon if I do not do his homework. So yes, find out the meaning of the words and phrases given in the box. So these are the words and phrases given there for you, and you will have to find out the meanings. So first one is afflicted with. What is the meaning of phrase afflicted with? Any one of you? Afflicted with? Any one of you?
Sir, affected by a disease or a pain.
Yes, affected by disease or a sickness. Okay, affected by suffering. Next is be composed. What's the meaning of be composed? Second one is be composed. Anyone? Be composed means to be. Yes, louder.
Made from different parts.
Sagar, louder.
Made from different parts.
So be composed means be calm, be quiet, having your feelings and emotion under control. Keeping your emotions and feeling under control. That is be composed. Desolation. Next one is desolation. What's the meaning of desolation?
Deep
Deep
sorrow.
sorrow.
So ruin, sorrow, destruction. Okay. Deep sorrow. Lamentation. What is lamentation?
Expression of sorrow.
Expression of
Sorrow.
sorrow.
Expression of sorrow. Sadness. Procure. Procure means? What's the meaning of procure? What's the meaning of the word procure? Procurement. Noun. To produce. Procure means to produce. Be subject to. What's the meaning of be subject to? Be subject to. Anyone?
Specific to something.
Speak louder and clear.
Specific to a talk.
So be subject to means likely to experience something. You are likely to experience something. It could be anything. Have you heard of the Sermon on the Mount? Any one of you? How many of you have heard about the Sermon on the Mount? Raise your hand. Did you hear the Sermon on the Mount? So there is only one girl, Shrestha Jain. Yes, Shrestha, what is it? Sermon on the Mount? Shrestha?
Sir, usually saint have its enlightenment from the mountains and jungles, and after getting that spiritual
spiritual gyan, or what we said, they deliver this to the common people through mountains. So it is called a sermon at mount.
Good explanation by you, but this is wrong. Very good explanation according to the words. So the Sermon on the Mount refers to Jesus Christ's teachings on the Mount. So it is given in the Bible, the holy book of Christian Catholic. Jesus Christ, he used to teach the people in parables. He used to talk to people, preach people in parable. So it is one of the incident where Jesus had climbed on the mountain, because mountain is a place, a safe place where there is no plenty of noise, pollution, and no disturbance. Those who want to listen to religious talk. And the second thing, where was his inhabitants? This area where Jesus Christ was born, Galilee, Nazareth, Israel, Bethlehem, all this Palestine, all this area, they are mostly covered up with the small hills or mountains. There are plenty of mountains. So he spoke on the mountain, and he spoke about the good doings, about what man should do. So there is also a word, the Beatitudes. There is also, it is also called the Beatitudes. So that is the Sermon on the Mount given by Lord God Jesus Christ to the people. Teachings of life to the people. So remember, that is the Sermon on the Mount. Whenever the word comes, whenever the phrase comes, Sermon on the Mount, it refers to Jesus' teaching. Who delivered it? Question is, so Jesus Christ delivered it. Who do you think delivered a sermon at Banaras? Now the question is, who do you think delivered the sermon at Banaras? So, who is the man we are reading about?
Gautam Buddha.
Yes?
Gautam Buddha.
Gautam?
Gautam Buddha.
Yes, Gautam,
Gautam Buddha.
Gautam Buddha we are reading. So he preached his sermon at Banaras. Now, somebody had raised the hand for reading. So read that person. I had asked him. Who was that?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Sir Bishi.
Read.
Gautam Buddha 563 BC to 483 BC began life as a prince named Siddharth Gautam in northern India. At 12, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures, and 4 years later he returned home to marry a princess. They had a son and lived for 10 years as befitted royalty. At about the age of 25, the prince, heretofore shielded from the sufferings of the world, while out hunting, chanced upon a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession, and finally a monk begging for alms. These sights so moved him that he at once went out into the world to seek enlightenment, considering the sorrows he had witnessed. He wandered for 7 years and finally sat down under a peepal tree where he vowed to stay until enlightenment came. Enlightened after 7 days, he renamed the tree the Bodhi tree, tree of wisdom, and began to teach and to share his new understandings. At that point, he became known as the Buddha, the awakened or the enlightened. The Buddha preached his first sermon at the city of Banaras, most holy of the dipping places on the river Ganges. That sermon has been preserved and is given here. It reflects the Buddha's wisdom about one incredible kind of suffering. Kisa Gautami had an only son and he died. In her grief, she carried the dead child to all her neighbors, asking them for medicine, and the people said, "She has lost her senses. The boy is dead." At length, Kisa Gautami met a man who replied to her request, "I cannot give the medicine for the child, but I know a physician who can. And the girl said, Pray tell me, sir, who is it? And the man replied, Go to Sakyamuni the Buddha. Kisa Gautami repaired
Wait.
to the Buddha and cried.
Hello, are you listening to me? Rishi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so wait. I had asked you to wait. I think mic was off. So till here we have read. Everybody has understood what she read till here? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
And-
sir.
yes. And don't run. Speak. Read slow. So next person to read. Where she left? Who is going to read? Next person. Okay. Read. Charvi. Read.
Yes, sir. Kisa Gautami repaired to Buddha and cried, Lord and Master, give me the medicine that will cure my body. The Buddha answered, I want a handful of mustards. And the girl, in her joy, promised to procure it. The Buddha added, the mustard seed must be taken from a house and no one has lost a child, husband, parent, or friend. Poor Kisa Gautami
Okay.
now went
Yes.
from
So the
house to
story
house, and the
goes
people
about Kisa Gotami. Kisa Gotami's only son had died, and she was mad. She was running like a crazy person here and there. She was asking everyone to give the medicine for her dead son, and people said that the woman has been crazy. And of course, the loss of death is nobody can understand. Only the one who has lost his dear ones, only he can understand what it is. Others, those who are watching, those who are observer, they can't even understand even 5%, 10% his suffering, what he is feeling when he has lost his near and dear one. So here, this woman had lost her son. She was mad, and she went to people asking for medicine. So somebody told her that go to the Buddha. And instead of Buddha, he said the name Sakya Muni. The person said, go to Sakya Muni, the Buddha. And Kisa Gotami repaired to the Buddha. Repaired means went to. So a stylistic use of word repaired. Different use of word. Repaired to means went to the Buddha and asked him to cure her boy, to bring her son to life. The Buddha answered, yes, I can do it, but I want a handful of mustard seed, and it should be from the house where no one has ever died. No son, woman, girl, mother, father, anyone, no one has died in that house. From that family, you must bring it. So the woman went around asking for it. She got the mustard seed, but she could not find the mustard seed from the house where no one has died. That means every house, someone was there who had died. There was a loss in every family. Yes, continue.
poor Kisa Gautami now went from house to house, and the people pitied her and said, here is the mustard seed, take it. But when she asked, did a son, or daughter, a father or mother die in your family? They answered her, alas, the living are few, but the dead are many. Many. Do not remind us of our deepest grief. And there was no house, but some beloved one had died in it. Kisa
Okay, so
Gautami
here
became
everybody
weary and
continue.
hopeless and sat down at the wayside.
Continue.
And sat down at the wayside, watching the lights of the city as they flickered out and were extinguished again. At last, the darkness of the night reigned everywhere, and she considered the fate of men, that their lives flicker up and are extinguished again. And she thought to herself, how selfish am I in my.
Death is common to all, yet in this valley of desolation, there is a path that leads him to immortality who has surrendered all selfishness. So, way of desolation, it's a metaphor. Way of desolation, which literary device has been used here? Metaphor. Metaphor. Way of desolation. Valley of desolation. Meaning is already given there for your reference. An area which is filled with a deep sorrow. Yes, anybody has any doubt, any meaning, anything you have not understood till here, you want to ask any one of you? Tell me if there is anyone who has any doubt, any meaning, any phrase, any word he has not understood, he can tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is it? Tell me, Shrestha.
No, sir.
Sir, at last it is said that desolation, there is a path that leads him to immortality who has surrendered all selfishness. So, what is the meaning of this surrendered all selfishness?
Yes. At last the darkness of the night reigned everywhere, and she considered the fate of men, that their lives flicker up and are extinguished again. And she thought to herself, how selfish I am in my grief. Death is common to all. Okay, till here you have understood?
Yes, sir.
Now which line you are saying? After this the line comes, how selfish I am in my grave, death is common to all. Yet in this valley of desolation, there is a path that leads him to immortality. Yes, so everybody will die, but there is a path that will lead a man to immortality. And what is that path? That path is to come out of your sorrow, to leave your sorrow, your suffering. If you do not pay attention to your loss, your sorrow, your suffering, so leads him to immortality who has surrendered all selfishness. So it is clear from the line, if a person has left his all earthly attachment, why are we sad? Why are we sorrowful? The reason is of our attachment to materialistic things. So we are sorrowful, we are sad because of our attachment to our earthly things. It could be wealth, it could be our desire to possess car or our family members. We are selfish. So because of that, the moment we leave our selfishness, our selfish desire, then we shall be immortal. So our body, physically we will die, physically everybody will die, but you will be immortal. There you will get moksha. That is the meaning. Understood, Shrestha?
Sir,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
in the last line of the preceding paragraph,
Which last line after this?
and there was no house, but some beloved one had died in it.
So there was no house where some beloved had
Sir,
died. So means every house, every family, there was a death.
so here but is used.
So the technical use of word. So
Here but is used.
old style of word. This is called old style, old usage of word. It will be given on later on when you pay attention to the language. It comes later on. There was no house, but someone had died in it. There was no house where anyone had not died. So it is given at the back of your book. If you go through the language, the style of language, it is used the old style of language, old fashioned language. So the meaning is same, but the usage of the word is different. There was no house but someone. So there was no house where anyone had not died. That is the meaning. But that is written in different way. Old style, old usage of the language or the words. That's called archaic style, old fashioned style is there. Anything else? Anything else? Clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now read.
Yes, sir.
Read. Continue, Shrestha.
Yes, sir. The Gotham said the life of mortals in this world is troubled and brief and combined with pain. For there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. After reaching old age, there is death. Of such a nature are living beings. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always in danger of death. As all earthen vessels made by the potter and end in being broken, so it is the life of mortals. Both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise, all fall into the power of death. All are subject to death.
All are
Of do-
subject to death means all are likely to experience death. Nobody can escape the death. Everybody who has born, whether it is old, young, child, fool, intelligent, everyone has to die. Of those who overcome by death depart from life, a father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relations. Mark, while relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one, mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. So he said, Buddha said that the wise do not grieve. The wise people do not grieve over the death. They understood, they understand the suffering and loss that everybody has to die one day. Not from weeping nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. On the contrary, his pain will be the greater and his body will suffer. So he also said that the amount of weeping or crying you do, but you cannot overcome the sorrow. And your pain will be greater and it will be increased. You will increase your suffering by doing so. He will make himself sick and pale, yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation.